Okay. Label, you can call it whatever you like, but we have some attributes, the takaful, the sharing and the caring, ethical base, yeah. It's available to all, that's what we want to do. Yeah, it's mutually beneficial for everyone. It's, to me, takaful is more than insurance. It has to be different. If it's not different, why have takaful? It's more than insurance. What is the more? The more is the spiritual value. Yeah, it doesn't have to be a Muslim spiritual value. It's a human spiritual value. It's more than that. Yes, insurance, we say, is the fortunate many helping the unfortunate few. Yes, but in takaful, that spirit of fortunate many helping the unfortunate few is manifested in the contract through tabarruk. So we don't say it's a concept, we actually put it in the transaction as well. So takaful is like that. But we can say it's ethical, but I think we have to walk the talk. Like what Dr. Alberto said this morning. Yeah, I want to share a story I shared yesterday at the master class. Again, from the Malaysian perspective, maybe you can learn from history. My forefathers were not Muslims 600 years ago. The Malays in the Malay archipelago, meaning Indonesia, Singapore, Brunei, Philippines, and all that, where the most Muslim population is now, 600 years ago were not Muslims. What made them become Muslims? We can learn a lesson from there. Yeah? There were no Muslim armies that came to that side with guns or swords to force our forefathers to become Muslims. Who came? The ones who came were actually merchants who came, businessmen, but they were different from the normal businessmen my forefathers were used to. They were so upright, they were so trustworthy, everyone trusted them. They did business in a different way. It was very, very ethical. So much so that my forefathers and foremothers were impressed. They let their daughters marry them. This is how we were impressed. They didn't come and give a sermon. They didn't come and tell us about Quran or Hadith. They just walked the talk. And my forefathers and foremothers were very impressed because the technology then was that they came by sail ships. So when the wind blows, they come to that side of the world, and they couldn't go home for 3-4 months until the wind changes direction. So whilst they were there, they fell in love, and here we are, Muslims, 600 years later, still Muslims, and inshallah, till end of the world. Of course, after that, there came other armies, and we still stuck to Islam. What was the winning value? Was walking the talk, the ethics. I believe similarly, takaful can do the same. Okay, we just like the merchants, the upright merchants who came to Malaysia from the Arab merchants, the Chinese Muslim merchants, the Indian Muslim merchants, they all came to Malaysia to trade, I believe. And they impressed us so much. And I think that's what we could learn from. We could do that. Okay, we are still doing kind of insurance, but I think with the moral values, with the ethical values that will impress people of today, especially after all the crises that we are going on. I think people would love to see a difference, and that difference is not in the talk, but in the walk. The upright merchants, they were so different that my forefathers thought they were from a different planet. They were so unlike other businessmen. Yeah? So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to open questions from the floor if there are any. Lord Sheikh, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I don't want to dominate the discussions this morning, but I want to mention 2 or 3 points. I'm not really concerned with what we call the arrangements, whether you call it Sharia compliant or whatever it is. My new company is, in fact, I've called it Iqra Ethical PLC. And I think it's important that in UK and Europe, we're involved in educating people what the insurance is, call it what you like, what it's all about. United Kingdom, for example, we have a history of mutual organizations. For example, Scottish Widows was founded in 1824. We have a history of building societies. We have a history of ethical funds like Ethical Funds of Friends Provident. So I think we need to emphasize, number one, mutuality. Number two, the ethical side of the way we conduct our business. And obviously, the other point, as I said earlier on, was that we do, in fact, benefit the society and the communities. United Kingdom also, we have a history of credit unions. I don't know whether people realize what credit unions are. In fact, I was speaking on this subject in the House of Lords very recently. So I think we have an uphill struggle. I want Takaful, is what you call it, what you like, to succeed in UK, to succeed in Europe. So we have got to go through the process of telling people, telling Europe, telling British people what our products is all about. And I think I've emphasized, and I said that in my earlier presentation, we need to appeal to Muslims and non-Muslims. So let's push on with telling what the products, what our insurance is, what this industry is all about. Thank you very much.